The financial landscape has shifted dramatically in the wake of Donald Trump's election victory. Investors, economists, and the general public alike are grappling with the implications of what a Trump-led administration could mean for the American economy. Once hailed as a business-oriented president with promises to revitalize the economy, Trump's policies are now seen by many as a driving force behind a troubling economic downturn. This video will explore how Trump's actions, ranging from controversial policy decisions to erratic behavior, are already causing a significant negative impact on the stock market and the broader economy. The stock market's reaction to Trump's presidency. One of the most immediate and visible reactions to Trump's presidency has been the movement of the stock market. After the 2024 election, strategists began lifting the odds of a recession to 75%. This marks a significant shift in the economic forecast, as previously, many analysts had anticipated stable, if not bullish, market conditions under Trump's leadership. However, reality is proving to be far less optimistic. Stock indices, once buoyed by investor optimism surrounding a Trump presidency, have plummeted, with the S&P 500 now below its November 6th opening level. The post-election rally that many had predicted as part of Trump's economic rejuvenation plan has lost steam. Headlines like, "Stocks fall heading for a negative week as post-election rally loses steam" from CNBC encapsulate the growing anxiety on Wall Street. This downturn isn't merely a correction, but a reflection of deeper economic concerns that are becoming harder to ignore. The stock market, traditionally a barometer of investor confidence, is now signaling an impending economic storm. Investors are nervous, and many are reconsidering their positions in anticipation of the turmoil that Trump's policies could bring. The market's reaction to Trump's victory underscores a shift in sentiment from optimism to caution, as traders and analysts digest the potentially disastrous economic effects of his policy proposals. Elon Musk's warning and the growing economic concerns. Elon Musk, the billionaire CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, has long been known for his unfiltered statements and predictions. In the lead-up to the election, Musk made a stark prediction that a Trump victory would cause widespread economic hardship for everyday Americans. While Musk acknowledged that this hardship might lead to long-term benefits, the immediate consequences are anything but reassuring. Musk's comments on the economy have become more prescient as the market reacts negatively to Trump's policy proposals. Far from being a mere corporate elitist, Musk's warning highlights a growing concern that Trump's approach to governance, particularly with regard to trade, taxation, and labor policies, could drive the economy into a recession. Trump's policy agenda and its impact on the economy. The policies Trump is advocating for, particularly those concerning tax cuts for the wealthy, aggressive tariffs, and government downsizing, are triggering alarm bells. Trump has openly discussed firing half of all federal employees and imposing tariffs as high as 3,000% on American companies, all in a bid to reshape the economy. The business-minded approach, which worked in theory during his first term, is now encountering a far more fragile economy. His proposed actions are unlikely to stimulate growth, but rather could deepen the economic crisis. One of the most damaging aspects of Trump's policy agenda is the way it exacerbates income inequality and undermines the economic gains made under President Biden. By slashing taxes for billionaires while cutting essential services and programs that benefit the working class, Trump's plans could further destabilize the economy. His approach is characterized by a disregard for the realities of modern economic theory, where growth is increasingly driven by consumer demand, which is largely fueled by a robust middle class. The recession looms, 75% odds and growing economic uncertainty. Strategists are now forecasting a 75% chance of a recession due to Trump's economic policies, a dramatic shift from the earlier predictions that economic stability was on the horizon. The core of the recession risk lies in Trump's repeated efforts to impose tariffs and reduce government services. As tariffs increase, businesses will face higher production costs, leading to inflationary pressures that could further erode consumer spending power. At the same time, Reducing the size of government and social safety nets will only exacerbate economic inequality, reducing the purchasing power of millions of Americans. Moreover, the reality of a potential recession under Trump's administration highlights a key contradiction in his economic plan. Despite his campaign promises of a booming economy, the U.S. economy was already showing signs of strain during his first term, particularly in the manufacturing sector. Back in 2019, under Trump's watch, the manufacturing industry fell into a recession, a fact that many in the media and Trump supporters have conveniently forgotten. As trade tensions with China escalated, tariffs crippled the manufacturing sector, leading to a significant downturn in industrial production. The impact on American businesses and consumers. The negative impact of Trump's policies on American businesses is becoming increasingly evident. Pharmaceutical stocks, in particular, have taken a hit due to his selection of controversial figures like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to lead key agencies like Health and Human Services, HHS. Kennedy's anti-vaccine stance has sent shockwaves through the pharmaceutical industry, causing stock values to plummet. While critics of Big Pharma may feel vindicated, the collapse of these companies could have broader economic ramifications, particularly in terms of job losses and the availability of critical medicines. On a larger scale, American businesses are now preparing for a more hostile economic environment under Trump. Companies are cutting back on Christmas bonuses, reducing staff, and scaling back investments in favor of importing cheaper goods from overseas. The looming threat of tariffs is driving businesses to rethink their supply chain strategies, often with negative consequences for American workers. Trump's plans to impose trade restrictions and tariffs are making American companies nervous about future growth, leading them to adopt more cautious and defensive strategies. The political context: a divisive future under Trump. Trump's economic agenda is not just an issue of numbers and policies, but is deeply entwined with his divisive political rhetoric and actions. Figures like Matt Gaetz, Tulsi Gabbard, and RFK Jr. are poised to take on key roles within his administration, further unsettling the markets. With such figures in power, the political and social climate could become even more polarized, further eroding investor confidence. The political chaos surrounding Trump's presidency also includes the threat of mass deportations, draconian immigration policies, and a dismantling of key social programs. These measures will not only divide the nation but will also redirect billions of dollars into enforcement actions that could be better spent on investing in American workers and infrastructure. Instead of supporting economic growth, Trump's policies seem to be more focused on creating division, which could result in a fractured economy. As the U.S. stock market continues to fluctuate and the odds of a recession grow to 75%, the economic outlook under Trump's presidency becomes increasingly grim. His policies, which prioritize the wealthy at the expense of the working class, could be the catalyst for a devastating downturn. With the market responding negatively to his decisions and growing concerns about his approach to governance, Americans are facing an uncertain economic future. The coming months will be crucial as investors, businesses, and policymakers brace for the potential fallout from Trump's presidency. The stark contrast between the economic progress made under the Biden administration and the potential regression under Trump highlights the stakes of the upcoming years. For now, the markets have made their judgment, and it seems that Trump's victory may not bring the economic prosperity he promised, but rather a stark recession that could have long-lasting consequences for America's future.